Hey guys, Sugar John coming at you with another Awaken Chaos Era video. Today's video we're going to talk about is we're going to go over the two new champions that have just released in the game, as well as talk about the limited summons. I don't believe I've covered them this month, so it feels like now would be a good time since we have this new limited champions that we're going to be getting with the limited rate up, as well as the new rotation of the limited summons. Let's go ahead and talk about them, let you guys know what you guys need to know about these, if it's gonna be worth pulling, if you should pass, if you should just go for it all in, so on and so forth. All right, so let's go ahead and we are gonna start with the new characters. We're gonna talk about them, I'm gonna pull them up, I'm gonna show you exactly who they are. I'm going to tell you which ones are worth pulling, if you shouldn't pull, what the deal is, what I think, how they're going to work. Keep in mind, I don't have them yet. I'm probably, when you guys see this video, I'm going to summon tonight as of releasing of this video. It'll be 8 p.m. EST. I'll probably pull my shards around 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock p.m. EST. Somewhere around there, I'll pull my shards. I'll get a few more. I think I only have like 40 right now. We'll at least make sure we have 100. Guarantee us at least one Lego, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I can get one of the new champions. Let's go talk about it, and let's let you guys know what it's worth it, and if it's something that you really need to have. So first off, let's go ahead and let's talk about the fire champion. Now he's going to be the more common one, right? Because he's not a LD, so he's not going to be limited to the 1% summoning rates on top of the legendary summoning rates, right? So I've read through his kit a few times. I'm interested to see how he plays out. I like that his attack grades out as an A or an S. He has a really high attack, which is great. I feel like that's kind of a given though, because he uses Ignite. So for those of you who don't know, Ignite is kind of it's kind of meh, to be honest with you. We don't really focus a whole lot on, like, Asrina is useless. There's one other character that does Ignite. We don't use Ignite, right? Bleeding is kind of okay. Poison is definitely the way to go. Ignite, it is what it is, but it bases off of the character's attack, okay? So you need to have a high attack for these Ignites to be worth it. Now, something to keep in mind with this guy, and we don't know exactly how he works quite yet, is it's deal 40% damage to an enemy and then an additional 140% damage to the target. Now, I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is a typo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this supposed to be an AoE attack? Is this a single target attack? I don't know. I really don't know. Each attack inflicts an Ignite on the target for 2 turns, launches an additional lightning throw combo per negative effect on the target, max 4 combo attacks. I'm thinking the way this works is it's like a single target, 140% damage, and then if they have a debuff on them, that's where this launches an additional lightning throw combo attack per negative effect. I think that's where this 40% plus lightning throw. I don't know, something like that maybe. I think that's where that kind of comes into play here, where like Fire Strike is the passive of this ability. I don't know. It's kind of weird the way this is set up. I hope I can pull him so I can figure this out myself. But the fact that they're convoluting this a little bit kind of bothers me. I feel like, why do this? Why not make kits like straightforward? But nonetheless, damage wise isn't terrible. It looks like there's chances for multiple attacks, so it's like a splash damage dealer. I like the ultimate. The A2 here, so deal 120% damage to an enemy and applies a defensive down for 2 turns. If the enemy is affected by a negative effect, then deals plus 30% extra damage and applies defensive down 2 for 2 turns. Now, I like this because it's the same as the whole, there's other characters that did like the defensive down and then defensive down 2. I like that kind of mechanic. I feel like that makes you want to synergize them correctly to utilize it. I like defensive down 2. Obviously, minus 50% defense is huge. And it also looks like if they already have, if the enemy is already affected by a negative effect, which they should be because they should have already taken hit by the ultimate, that means you're going to do 150% damage on an A2. That's pretty good. That's pretty impactful with the defensive down. That's definitely, damage-wise, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Nextly, the single target here. Once again, I'm slightly confused on this. Deals 70% damage to an enemy and applies Ignite for 2 turns. If the enemy is affected by a negative effect, then launches another ability with a basic, or another attack with a basic ability. I'm assuming this means launch again with this attack. Here's my thought though, is wouldn't this kind of just go forever? Like, see, and that's why I don't think that's how this works. I think the way this works is you attack someone, if they have a negative affinity or negative effect on them, he will go one more time and then that'll be it. I think that's how that's going to go. So effectively he should do 140% damage on his A1, granted maybe spread out to 2 different targets, but I like the damage possibility. Once again, we're really convoluting these kits. Ace, if you're watching, I hope you guys just kind of knock it off with that. Like, make things a little bit more straightforward. There's no need to do this convolution here. The one thing I really love about his kit though is this damage reduction of 100% when taking counterattack damage on this character's turn. Also grants damage up for 1 turn. So I like that. Now, here's the thing with that though. One, I like it because this is like an ultimate Lightwing Zack counter. Everybody knows Lightwing Zack come in there and just destroy you. However, it's on his turn. So this is going to be good for like counterattacks taken from, say, Divine Set, right? Lightwing Zack, this would be good. Other than the bonus turn probably isn't going to get affected by this, I don't think, because that's where Lightwing Zack just gets a bonus turn. So I don't think this is an exact Lightwing Zack counter, but I like what they're doing here because damage reduction up to 100%. That's really good. So basically, you stop yourself from attacking somebody and killing yourself. I love that thought process here. That's something that they definitely did right. And then I see here damage up, and then once you get him ascended, it's damage up too. He is an A5 ascension, which is kind of a rip. Okay, moving on. The next character of the new characters is going to be Dark Dragon Asrina. Now, for those of you who don't know, Asrina is kind of meh. A lot of us don't use her. She was okay there for a little while, but since then we've figured out ways to not have to use Asrina, so she's kind of trash. We don't use her. Now we have a Dark Asrina who has some interesting kits here. I like what she could potentially do. So 150% damage AoE is awesome. That's above average. 100 is the average. Applies unhealable and 2 stacks of ignite for 2 turns. Ignite, once again, is kind of meh. Unhealable is very impactful. Notice that, you know, other videos I've done, we talk about doing like a Holland's comp that has like a block positive effects and unhealable. We have other characters that we utilize that unhealable on, such as like Gangelo and stuff like that. Oh, I don't think Gangelo, I think it's no positive effects. But either way, we utilize this unhealable effect, and there's not a whole lot of champions that have it. So the fact that she does have it on a 4-turn cooldown is kind of impactful. I like that. Her A2 is interesting. Counterattacks when an enemy uses a non-attack ability, dealing 100% damage to all enemies and removing one positive effect from each. Can only be triggered once per round. Now, the way this reads is counterattacks when an enemy uses a non-attack ability. So this would be like, say you're going up against a Brand, and Brand does his buff, and he gives everybody defense up 2 and attack up 2. That's when this would proc, it looks like, because it's a non-attack ability, which is kind of cool because it's literally going to strip one of those that he just put up, right? Which is really neat. I like that mechanic. It's a good thought. I'm wondering if this wasn't directed to make her more of like maybe a arena champion, something along those lines. I like that kit. All right, now her A1, 120% damage. It's a little high. Usually it's 100. Actually, honestly, I think it's about 80 is the average. And a 50% chance to stun. So a 50-50 on a stun, that's not bad. I mean, you're already gonna have a little bit of focus on her for ignites. So okay, I'll take a built-in stun on an A1. Now, her passive trait here is a little cool. Grants a shield for 2 turns with a strength that scales based on this character's max health at the start of the battle per positive effect applied by an enemy, or per positive effect applied by enemy. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I don't know if it's what's greater than the other, because I feel like it's for 2 turns, right? Now, it's the start of the battle or per positive effect applied by an enemy. Does this mean this grows as the fight goes on if they keep putting up positive effects? Like, say for example they have like a Windstrix, a Brand, a Blackhorn, whoever that puts a bunch of buffs. Does this mean her shield just keeps growing? I wouldn't think so. I don't think that's how I read this. But what I do know about this that I really love is that it's a 2-turn shield. So it's like a built-in shield set, a built-in guard set that is super impactful. Obviously you see the Grant shield right here. I think this is really good. I think that's awesome ability that she has. It's a passive trait. And honestly, I think they did a good job. I like her aesthetic. The aesthetics is great. This kind of redeems Asrina in my opinion. This redeems Asrina. The other one, kind of meh. This one's pretty good. All right, now let's get into the champions we all know and love that are going to be on the limited banner. And let's talk about what you need to know about them and if you need to pull them. So first and foremost, you see here we have Valeria, Desmond, Molhex. Now, if I had to grade all of these, I do have a tier list. Check the links down below. It'll be listed. Valeria is a top tier fire AoE damage dealer. She is definitely a must-have for doing Void Tower. She's super impactful for clearing mythic farming for glyphs to make anything go fast. I use mine a lot. Valerian Avarice set is kind of broken, so this is automatically a huge win. Desmond is a great character. He is going to be a very good character for Void Tower, for Endless Trial. He is literally the epitome of the sit down and wait type composition. You put him, he has to be in like a revival set. Highly recommend, like I would recommend he goes in a revival and a guard set, to be honest with you, because he does do his damage to himself. But he is literally, as long as you can like slow play it, Desmond will take care of the enemy, no problems. He's a great character. Definitely recommend him. And he's a non-contact debuffer, which means he does not trigger like Lightwing Zac or counterattacks. Awesome character. I love Desmond. Molhex has got a lot of good stuff going on for him. Definitely check out my 5 most underrated Legos video. He made that list because he is super impactful. He can do a lot of damage for you. I would say out of the 3 characters here, Valeria is the strongest. Molhex is a solid pull, and Desmond is not a sore loser by any means. All 3 of these characters are going to be very solid. I know everyone's probably running really thin on the limited summons with the whole Gangello event that we had not long ago, and then the Blackhorn afterwards. I know it really took a lot for us to show a little bit of restraint. So if you didn't and you're running low, I understand. As you see here, I'm also running very low on dust, and I've already completed the Void Tower, so it's not like I can go get more. One other thing to note here though is Winstrix is part of the epics, which is great. Jacob is another character that I think a lot of people sleep on. He's amazing for the guild boss. Vance also has some utilization here because he ignores positive effects, which has definitely some great things for Arena. The rest of the characters are kind of meh. We don't really talk about them too awful much, but overall, the Winstrix here is super impactful. I highly recommend everybody get a Winstrix in one way, shape, or form, because for bounties, for Arena, whatever the case may be, Winstrix is super powerful, and you don't always have to have dupes of her to make her even more powerful. So overall though, that's gonna be my general take on all these summons and on these characters. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you understand if you should pull on the new champions. I definitely think both are worth pulling. I would not break the bank to pull either of them. However, they're good, so keep that in mind. If you do pull them, probably worth building out and having some fun with. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace.